But first, the big story that we are raising today, and that is the story on what has happened in the Aligarh Muslim University. A seemingly flippant but sexist remark by the Aligarh Muslim University Vice Chancellor has stirred a massive controversy. Speaking at the oath-taking ceremony of the new Students' Union, Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah had said that girls from the Abdullah College would not be allowed access to the Maulana Azad library, since then more boys would follow them. The VC's comments have sparked off a row. He claims they are sensationalized, but the HRD Ministry has already stepped in and demanded an explanation.
Problem of space, as correctly brought out by your principal, there is no place even for the boys to sit. If we allow the girls, there will be 4 times more boys coming to the library.
Sexist or flippant? This is Aligarh Muslim University's Vice Chancellor's justification for not allowing students of the Women College access to Maulana Azad library on campus. He says that there is an issue of space in the library, and if women are allowed, more boys will follow them. The Maulana Azad library is reportedly better stocked than that library at the Women's College. But the VC seems to believe that space constraint is a bigger issue than equality.
बिल्कुल बकवास बयान में मुझे मिसकोट किया गया है। जब तक मौलाना आज़ाद लाइब्रेरी की कैपेसिटी नहीं बढ़ेगी, एडिशनल गर्ल्स को हम अकोमोडेट नहीं कर सकते।
Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah's comments have triggered massive outrage.
हमें भी राइट होना चाहिए लाइब्रेरी जाने का, बिकॉज मैं हमेशा सुनती आ रही मौलाना आज़ाद लाइब्रेरी के बारे में, बट आज तक मैं कभी
Even the students at the university feel that segregation on the basis of gender is unfair.
Yeah, actually the Vice Chancellor's statement, if it is true what the media has portrayed, it is highly condemnable and we do not agree.
The Vice Chancellor's comments have prompted the HRD Ministry to intervene. Smriti Irani has sought a report on AMU not allowing women scholars to access Maulana Azad library.
मैंने उच्च शिक्षा सचिव के माध्यम से जानकारी प्राप्त करने का प्रयास किया है। जानकारी पूरी प्राप्त होने के बाद ही मैं कोई टिप्पणी करूँगा।
Aligarh Muslim University is one of the most premier centers of learning in the country. A university now in the middle of a flippant remark by the Vice Chancellor.
Students believe that women have always got equal representation as far as Aligarh Muslim University is concerned, and they've never been denied access to Maulana Azad library as well. With the cameraperson Vinod in Aligarh Muslim University, Simi Pasha for Headlines Today.
Let me raise 5 big questions. 5 big questions today that will be raised. Is it fair to accuse the university of gender discrimination? Has the Vice Chancellor engaged in loose talk with the kind of comments that he has made? That's my second question. Why are undergraduate women students being denied access to the library? Did the HRD Ministry jump the gun in seeking an explanation from the university? Has the media, we in the media, simply sensationalized this case? 5 big questions, and those are the questions I'm going to put to my panelists. Joining me now, Shazia Ilmi joins me, remember formerly from the Aam Aadmi Party, activist joins me. Also joining me in the studio, Faiza Abbasi, Assistant Professor at AMU. I'm also joined here by Akhtarul Wasi, Head of Department at the Department of Islamic Studies at Jamia Millia. He's also an AMU alumni. And Tina Kaushal is an Assistant Editor at Money Today, alumni of AMU, who's written a blog on the issue. Let me turn first to my guest from AMU there. As a professor, ma'am, there in JNU, Faiza Abbasi, please tell me, how do you explain the comments first of your Vice Chancellor? He has sparked off this controversy by suggesting that the reason for not allowing women to the library was that men would then follow them. After that, he tried to shift the issue to the issue of space. But his original claim was simply that if women came, men would follow.
No, look, he made this comment in good humor. It was the Vice Chancellor of the Aligarh Muslim University. Is like a father to the girls as well as the boys. Now, if he said something that cheered up, you know, he was there for a program. He was talking to a large group of girls. The teachers as well were there. He was just trying to be witty, trying to make.
Ma'am, it's a rather flippant. Come on, ma'am, it's a flippant sexist remark.
No, let's not read sexism in everything. Let's not read communalism in everything.
I didn't say communalism. I didn't say, ma'am, I don't want to communalize this issue.
The Vice Chancellor.
Ma'am, I'm not communalizing it.
Yes,
Do you agree it's a flippant remark to me? It's not the kind of remark a Vice Chancellor should be making.
Let's not call it a flippant remark. No, let's not call it. And he is a very, very decent, well-behaved, well-demeanored person. You know, he's from the army. And if he was talking to a group of girls and he tried to raise some applause, the girls. How do you then explain the huge round of applause in the hall of the Abdullah Women's College, with which this particular comment of the VC was met?
You know, ma'am.
You know, it's unfortunate that the media and recently now, even entities like the HRD Ministry are misconstruing. They're trying to see something wrong with everything about the AMU. I mean, we are a central university. Isn't it unfortunate that for a university where 80% of the medals are being bagged by the girls, for a university where girls are going riding, they're going swimming, they're doing all sorts of things, they're getting all these medals in different sports, badminton, this, that. I mean, is it okay for the media or for that matter anyone to say that just because the girls are not being allowed? And mind it, he didn't ban, he didn't use the word ban. I have serious objection to the fact that the media is using the word banning women from library. Thousands of girls, PG students are visiting the library every day. There are more than 40% of the library staff is female. The librarians, the seminar in charges are female. They're looking after the library.
So you're saying
it's just.
You're saying the media. You're saying the media is ma'am, Faiza Abbasi, hold on. You're saying the media has sensationalized the issue.
Okay.
You're saying there is no ban. Shazia Ilmi, do you believe this is a sensationalization by the media? Or do you believe at one level Aligarh Muslim University must also answer why should any undergraduate student be denied access to a library? Simply because if there is no, would the same facility be denied to a male student, you think?
They have a separate library. The undergraduate
Ma'am, let Shazia respond.
They live.
Well, absolutely. I don't understand why girls should not be allowed. Yes, I know. I would like to come to that, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, if I may be allowed to come into this debate. Yes, ma'am, you're right. There is a separate library, which is Women's College Library, Women's College Library is there specifically for girls. But a lot of girls there have complained that this library does not match up to the famed Maulana Azad Library. That's point number one. 2, women are not allowed membership of Maulana Azad Library, nor can they issue books. 3rd, in an institute as esteemed as Aligarh Muslim University, which stands for education for Muslim men and women, and in fact it's a secular institution. Yes, undergraduate. But that's a huge number we're looking at.
That's a huge number we're looking at. It is a secular institution that does everything to ensure.
Don't you find it disappointing and
ma'am, I'm not going to allow crosstalk. I'm not going to allow both of you to crosstalk. Shazia, what is your simple point? Please make your simple point, and I'm also going to change my top man to the big question.
Ma'am, let me finish. Yes, let me finish. Yes, sure. Sure. So my point is that when women, as stated by the professor right now, can ride horses, can go to pursue higher courses, and actually have a better life for themselves, why should they be allowed denied membership to Maulana Azad Library?
You know,
I think it's a very basic right.
Ma'am, I just want to know from you, Faiza Abbasi, is this simply a question of space? Just a minute.
And that's a very core of this argument.
Faiza Abbasi, is this simply a question of space, that you don't have enough space to accommodate women, and why should women therefore suffer?
Absolutely, because women already have, the Women's College of the Aligarh Muslim University is 22 years older than the Maulana Azad Library. the Maulana Azad library was established in 1962, whereas the Women's College was established, and it was established as a separate entity by a separate person, and it's just an administrative decision to ensure. Don't you understand what is administration? Don't you understand what is space
access to the library?
Are we Harvard?
The girls want access to the library.
Why do they want access? They just have to wait 3 years, Rajdeep. They just have to wait 3 years before they get complete full access to the Maulana Azad library, as well as so many other seminar libraries that are there in all the various departments. Plus, this is only undergraduate students of the Abdullah Women's College who are sent to the Abdullah Women's College by their parents because they want their girls to study up to UG in an all girls. No, listen, it's impossible. The library remains open from 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 a.m. again in the morning. It has a seating capacity only of 1100 students. Now there are 25,000 students in the Aligarh Muslim University. That is why for the Women's College, which is 3
but you can have visiting hours specifically for women. You can have visiting hours specifically for women.
And this decision, if they want a particular book, they can get that book there in the Abdullah Women's College. And today,
Faiza Abbasi, let me get in two people in my studio. Let me get in, ma'am. I'm going to have to ask my director not to allow any crosstalk. That's the rule, and we'll have both of you on either side of the screen if necessary, but we will not allow crosstalk. But I want to bring in two guests in my studio at the moment. Akhtarul Wasi, you're an HOD of the department at Jamia Millia Islam.
I have been, and now I am no more.
Yeah, but you are an ex-AMU. Do you believe that women are being discriminated? Is this a case of gender discrimination? Why should undergraduate girls not have access to the Maulana Azad library? Or is the problem simply with the remarks, that the manner in which the Vice Chancellor made these remarks?
Very frankly, once the Vice Chancellor is saying that he is misquoted, number one. Number two,
he's not been misquoted. It is there on camera. He's not. It was a flippant remark. It was a remark he should not have made.
You should allow me to complete my. Then you can. Number two is that there is certainly a problem of space. Postgraduate girls students are always allowed. When we were a student, our class.
Why can't an undergraduate student also go? They want to go.
Sir, you are correct. I am not against that. What I am telling you, there is no gender discrimination. If postgraduate students of the girls students, those are part of the departments in the university, are allowed to use the library. That one thing is clear, that there is no gender discrimination, but there is a problem of space.
There is a problem of space. One minute, sir.
And I will suggest to the Honorable Vice Chancellor and the university administration that they should make some special arrangements, and expansion must be required now to accommodate more and more students, boys and girls both.
Okay, I want to bring you in at this moment, Tina Kaushal, because you've written a blog today where you have said this is a needless controversy. You virtually suggested media has sensationalized it. HRD Ministry did not need to get into it. Do you believe that there is no case here of gender discrimination? Why should the undergraduate girls not be allowed into a library?
See, the image that it's sending out is girls in general are not allowed. I am not saying that undergraduate girls should not be allowed. They should be allowed. There should be some arrangement for them if they want to go. What I am saying is, my friends, my family ask me that do girls in general are not allowed in university library. So that's what I am opposing.
You think that it has been positioned as if there is no entry for girls. So the way the media has positioned it is wrong. I take that point. I think it's becoming very clear that the way the media has positioned it in some ways may be wrong, but do you get a sense, Shazia, that somewhere this is also becoming Hindu-Muslim issue? It's becoming as if Aligarh Muslim University has a medieval mindset, that Aligarh Muslim University has no space for girls. So an impression is sought to be created of a stereotype, that this conforms to a stereotype. Do you worry that when issues like this take place, they are used by vested interests to conform, to force Aligarh Muslim University into a stereotype?
Yes, absolutely, and media must refrain from perpetuating these stereotypes and picking on these examples and magnifying them only to give an impression of the Muslim community in a certain way. I do agree, and that is disturbing indeed. But having said that, if a bunch of girls who are from undergrad department, they want to go and have access, I'm sure facilities can be provided and bettered, visiting hours can be extended, and certain time can be extended for women, privileges can be extended, so that these stereotypical images go away. I'm sure that there are misgivings where this is concerned, but yes, media should not jump the gun, and this impression should not be created. But if something exists indeed in all fairness and objectivity, we should fight gender bias at every level.
You know, I want to get this clear.
Taking on something.
Yeah, no, let me get this clear about gender bias.
I think the need here is to be objective.
You know, can I get in the professor from AMU, ma'am? Isn't there an element of gender bias in this, for historical reasons or otherwise?
Not.
There is an element of it.
No, absolutely.
You're not going to concede, and the manner in which the Vice Chancellor made that statement seemed to reflect that you can get away with a statement like this, and you come on my program and say it's not a flippant or sexist remark.
No, Rajdeep, you are looking at the Vice Chancellor because of one statement. I'm looking at him as a policy maker and as an administrator who has done his best to ensure gender parity on the campus. To be able to equip this library with better books, with better digital facilities, with better access to e-resources, he has actually allocated the funds of the Maulana Azad library to the Women's College library. Now this Aligarh Muslim University is a place which has been producing girl students of repute, such as, Asmat Chughtai, Anwara Taimur. She happened to be the first Chief Minister of Assam's first female Chief Minister of Assam, who was a student of the Abdullah Women's College. And here, girls are doing better than boys, may I say. 80% of the medals that are being given by the university are bagged by girls. Okay. If you ban, I'm quoting the media, if you ban the girls from faculties of management, medical, engineering, science, these faculties are going to be deserted, because the girls are, they exist in preponderance in these faculties.
You made your point. I think you made your point very effectively, ma'am. Ma'am, you made your point very effectively. You helped shatter some of the stereotypes that exist today. That's important that you've done that. But I still come to it. Do you believe, therefore, that Aligarh Muslim University needs to do more, or do you believe that the outside world needs to have a different view of Aligarh? We have taken a stereotypical view. It is an Aligarh Muslim University, so there must be some prejudice there.
नहीं, this is मुझे आप इजाज़त दें अगर एक मिनट, मैं अभी एक बात कहना चाहूँगा कि असल बात ये है कि मुसलमानों के और अलीगढ़ के दोनों के साथ एक ये प्रॉब्लम है कि या तो हम अपने आप को सही तौर पे प्रोजेक्ट नहीं कर पाते और कम्युनिकेट नहीं कर पाते।
Is there a projection issue? Is there a problem? कि जिस तरह से अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम
मैं वही बात कर जो फायजा अभी कह रही थी, अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी में जो 28,000 लोग पढ़ रहे हैं उनके अंदर आधी लड़कियां हैं, और हमें ये नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि वहाँ पर कोई उस तरह का जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है। देखिए कुछ चीज़ें हैं, एक बात आप समझिए, हम एग्री करें या ना करें, कुछ चीज़ें हैं, मिसाल के तौर पे एक अब्दुल्ला गर्ल्स कॉलेज की ज़रूरत ही अलहदा है, क्यों है, जिस तरह से अंडर ग्रेजुएट लड़के पढ़ रहे हैं उसी तरह पढ़े, लेकिन फॉर हिस्टोरिकल रीजन टू पॉपुलराइज एजुकेशन, गर्ल्स एजुकेशन अमंग मुस्लिम्स, इट वाज नेसेसिटेड टू हैव another separate institution.
Okay, I think all of you are clearing a lot of the misconceptions. I want to give a final word to you. The final word to you is, all the years that you were there in Aligarh Muslim University, did you ever feel discriminated on gender grounds? I want an honest answer. Did you ever feel discriminated in all the years?
No, I didn't.
Not once. Okay, no, not once. So Tina Kaushal is saying, no question of having been discriminated in all the years she was at Aligarh Muslim University. Maybe this is then turning out to be a classic example of how the media has mixed sense and sensation. Having said that, question marks certainly over the kind of remarks that the Vice Chancellor made. I appreciate your joining us though and clearing the air on a story which has gathered momentum of a kind where it's almost become a Hindu-Muslim issue in a way. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to give my take on the issue.